Jesus.
I'm Dan, and you're watching Grab a Gear. Today we have a 2017 Kia Rio to review for you guys. This one comes equipped with a 1.6 liter four-cylinder, making a humongous 138 horsepower, which I think is actually more than my actual car that I drive. But it's EPA rated at 26 in the city and 38 on the highway. We'd like to give a special thanks to Kistner Motors here for letting us come and test drive all these cars they let us have and get out. So if you ever need a market for a car, come and talk down to Colby Wells here. He takes real good care of us. He'll take good care of you. Families owned the business for a little over 20 years now, but they've always been really nice to us, and they give us vehicles to out and review for everybody. So if you're just looking for a real basic, simple, hey, I need to go from A to B to C car, and I mean bare bones, this Kia Rio LX is probably the ticket for you. I mean, we're talking manual locks, manual windows, manual seats. And I haven't had manual windows since, like, I think maybe my last car almost 20 years ago. But this is just a great, real basic, easy to drive car that just goes from A to B, get you there to work, and won't even come close to breaking the bank on you. So here we are inside this Kia Rio, and as you can see, it's just a real basic. There's an infotainment screen, but not even an infotainment screen. Just a old school. Hey, there's your radio. If you need to plug in your auxiliary ports or your USB and play your phone, you have a selection, and it tells you you're playing music, and that works great for what this is. It does have at least a little bit of hands-free, so you're not a distraction to other drivers on the road with you, and you're paying attention, which is phenomenal in my opinion. It only has I guess up and down steering. I forget what that's called, but non-telescoping. But hey, you can reach down here and move your seat with the lever. I mean, I love that it's no frills, just super easy. Just there you go.
All right. Over here in the passenger seat, you guys thought I wouldn't be in the video. Here I am. Passenger seat. It is a seat. It's not the most comfortable, but price point. Big thing right there, price point. I will say, when we drove it, we got really good fuel economy, and that is the thing that I loved about the car. It's not the sharpest, it's not the best looking car, and there's not a bunch of bells and whistles, but the fuel economy was amazing. We actually averaged a little over 20, I think 27 and a half, 28, somewhere in there in town. And if we didn't drive really bad on the highway, we got almost 40, which was great. So overall, though, really comfortable. I do actually like the manual windows and stuff, something I haven't seen since I was a kid. And for price point, never going to knock a car. You know, everybody has a budget. This is a great car for that price point.
I'm in the back seat of this Kia Rio. It's not much of a back seat, but it is a back seat. I have the driver's seat where I was driving around earlier today, and my knees are rubbing against the seat in front of me. But I mean, you could put your kid in here if you need to drop them off at daycare on your way to work or however it's going to be. And I would even commute to work in my buddy's car if I had to, because hey, I got bills to pay. So I mean, it's a little car, little seat, and it is what it is. As it may be a small car, it does have plenty of room in the trunk, and it has pass-through seating as well. So you can still get plenty of stuff in this vehicle. It may seem like I was overly harsh on this vehicle for being like, hey, there's not a lot of room, things like that, but that's actually what I really like about this car. It's a great little car, and it does exactly what it's meant to do. It's a car, and that's it. No apologies. It's a cheap car, and hey, that's amazing. Thanks for watching this episode. Make sure you check out Kistner Motors, and make sure you subscribe and like, because I'm in this video, and mainly me and not Jared a lot. And it's cold, so like, otherwise I freeze. I'm not gonna lie, it's like full on like first car, I'm like, yeah! Like, I mean, I don't drive like that now, but that's what I think of, like the manual windows, like, yes sir.
It does. It reminds me of my first car, actually, which it was a fun car to drive.
The only thing it's missing is a manual transmission, and then it would
right? Then it would be.
and way more dents and dings, and then it would be my first car.
I agree.
Terrible. I think my first car I actually bought was like $650.
I think mine was too, about that.
It ran. Nailed it.